A Step into the Past Volume 24 Chapter 10. Book 24 Chapter 10, Farewell Letters. Feng Fei and the others got home around 1 am that same night. Everyone is behaving in a joyful manner, indicating that the performance is a great success. Several of the courtesans quietly entered his room to check on him. Resisting the urge to get up, Xiang Xiaolong pretended to be sleeping in response to their invasion. When the rear courtyard has more or less resumed its tranquility, Xiang Xiaolong sat down in lotus position and began meditating according to Mozi's teachings and rejuvenating breathing techniques. Before dawn, he took 100 battle saber to the garden for another round of practice. He was glad that he left before the end of the banquet last night and is able to preserve the tip-top condition of his mental and physical strength. Using both his hands to hold the saber, he repeatedly maneuvered several moves, trying to simplify the process. Placing speed as his top priority, he fought an imaginary Cao Quideo. Fighting against this sword saint, even the ever-changing and incredible swordplay of Mozi became useless moves. He can only gather the essence of scientific and modern attacks, merging it with his saber play. At that time, most of the other troop members are either dead drunk or still in dreamland. Delighted to be left undisturbed, he can focus his mind and concentrate on his warm-up exercises. He proceeded to the bathroom and enjoyed a cold shower. With his alertness at full capacity, he returned back to his room for another round of mediation. Shortly thereafter, little Pinger came to summon him. At the breakfast table, the courtesans are in full attendance. Yuniang, the head musician cum conductor, as well as several other accomplished musicians were present too. For a start, Feng Fei represented everyone in expressing their gratitude for Xiang Xiaolong. With her eyes full of reminiscence, she recounted, at the end of Shuzhen's song, Prince T.A.G unofficially announced the retirement of Feng Fei. The standing ovation of the audience is something I can never forget. Yuniang giggled. Everyone who is present is honored to have viewed First Mistress's last performance. Zhu Ziuchen enthusiastically described, last night, First Mistress's performance is simply fantastic and even we are intoxicated by her singing. No one is able to retain his or her senses at her spellbinding vocals. For a while, we were worried that Second Mistress may put up an inferior performance due to the pressure from First Mistress. Luckily, Second Mistress is able to deliver a spectacular song, culminating in a breathtaking finale of the song and dance presentation. Xiang Xiaolong was perplexed. Are you people trying to make me feel bad? The ladies burst into shrill laughter at his teasing. Dong Shuzhen gratefully extended, Li Yuan of Chu, Marquis Chuang of Han and Lord Long Yang of Wei have officially invited us to perform at their respective states. Xinyu interrupted. Only Great General of Qin has yet to officially invite us. The ladies began laughing again and the ambience is relaxing and friendly. This is also because the depressing mood of troop disbandment no longer exists. Xiang Xiaolong guffawed, we are one big family, right? When you people come over to Xianyang, it is as good as coming home. See, isn't this better than an invitation? The ladies burst out in giggles again. Dong Shuzhen wondered out loud, what does First Mistress and Great General think of Fei Chun? Both of them can tell that she is picking a new manager and praised her foresight. After breakfast has concluded, Xiang Xiaolong and Fei Fei went for a stroll in the garden. Both parties can feel a lump in their throats. Feng Fei calmly state, for the time being, I will not be going to Xianyang. Xiang Xiaolong was taken aback, where does Mistress intend to go? Gazing at a particularly large cluster of clouds floating in the sky, Feng Fei replied, Feng Fei is thinking of following Lady Qingxia back to Chu and staying there for some time. I have grown tired of the extreme cold weather and would like to experience the marvelous sights of the south. Xiang Xiaolong made a wild guess that she wanted to avoid Hanji and nodded, it is good to have a change of environment. Xianyang's winter is quite tormenting as well. Feng Fei shot him a look, do not think that you have gotten rid of me, maybe one day, I will come looking for you at your residence and refuse to leave. Xiang Xiaolong is conscious that she is joking and loudly laughed, this is something no man in his right mind would reject. Seriously speaking, first mistress must not forget to come and visit little brother. With a melancholic tone, Feng Fei inquired, is great general leaving tonight? Xiang Xiaolong answered in a deep voice, if I can survive the duel, it would be unwise for me to hang around here. Feng Fei cheerfully exclaimed, great general is finally trusting Feng Fei wholeheartedly. With this knowledge, I will no longer have any regrets in life. She added in a gentle voice, Feng Fei will rather die than divulge Xiang Xiaolong's secret. Xiang Xiaolong reminisced that both of them have progressed from mutual distrust to mutual scheming to this final stage of mutually regarding each other as a confidant, and could not help but feel his heart brimming with delight and comfort. One of the touching moments about life is that ugliness and beauty can coexist in the same dimension. The human nature is an uneven object. Depending on the angle you are viewing from, you will get a different perspective every time. For example, it is challenging for him to classify Li Yuan or Han Chuang as villains. Every person has his or her principles. When there are benefits involved and others are forced to act against you, you would naturally get angry and regard them with hatred. Feng Fei suddenly mentioned, it will be sunset before you know it. It is truly heartrending when I do not know if I can ever see great general again in the future. At this juncture, Xiao Yuan came to look for Xiang Xiaolong, interrupting their farewell speeches. At the eastern chamber, Xiao Yuan produced a stack of parchments and snickered, I wrote these letters for you this morning. They are farewell letters to Liu Buwei, the king of Qi, newly promoted Crown Prince Tianjian, Xie Ziwan, and not forgetting Li Yuan, Lord Longyang, Han Chuang and Zhang Sun Long. The letters to Li Yuan and Han Chuang are imbued with special meaning. After browsing through, do sign them if you have no issue with the content. After your successful departure, I will get Feng Fei to send them out on your behalf. Xiang Xiaolong was worried, aren't you concerned that Liu Buwei would recognize your handwriting? Xiao Yuan assured, I am well versed in all kinds of handwriting and forgery, I guarantee that he would be unable to recognize it. Xiang Xiaolong sighed with a praise, not harnessing the abilities of a talented man like yourself, Liu Buwei is as stupid as can be. Xiao Yuan viciously reasoned, he is purposely sacrificing me to divert suspicions away from himself. At the same time, he can use this opportunity to weaken the prowess of his old guard. Xiao Yuan is a man who values relationships and is especially disgusted with Liu Buwei's ungrateful behavior. Right now, he is doing everything he can to assist Xiang Xiaolong without any reservations is precisely because they are similar in nature. Xiang Xiaolong casually selected one of the letters and opened it up for a look. The letter read, Greetings to Marquis Chuang. By the time Lord Marquis is reading this letter, Xiaolong is miles away. For me to leave without saying goodbye, I am forced by circumstances and Lord Marquis should know better than myself. I trust that you will not blame Xiaolong for being impolite. Life is full of happiness and sorrow, coming and going, love and hatred, friendship and enmity. Now that we have split paths once again, our next meeting remains an unknown. I pray that everything will go smoothly for Lord Marquis and may Lord Marquis live a life of longevity. Yours sincerely, Xiaolong. Holding the letter, Xiang Xiaolong burst out laughing. When Han Chuang reads this letter, he would be experiencing 101 emotions simultaneously. He would have trouble expressing his difficulties. Xiao Yuan proudly selected another letter and passed to him, remarking, This is for Li Yuan. Xiang Xiaolong held up the letter and read, Chancellor Li, my respected elder brother. Life is unpredictable and full of gatherings and separations. Recalling the times when we fight side by side and watching each other's back with no reservations, the memory is still fresh within me. Regrettably, times have changed and the past cannot be repeated in the present. It is painfully lamentable. Now that little brother is on my way home, I sincerely wish Chancellor every success in your career and may you never be toppled. Slapping the table, Xiang Xiaolong suggested, Can we add 2 sentences? However, the copywriting has to be done by elder brother. I really love the hot-cold sarcastic style of writing. He proceeded to tell Xiao Yuan about last night when Li Yuan offered to escort him back from Qixia College. Readied with a brush and ink, Xiao Yuan held his laughter as he added to the end of the message, regarding Chancellor's desire to escort me, pardon little brother for not taking it up. I will never forget your kind gesture. Xiang Xiaolong slapped the table again and praised his intellect. The other letters to the King of Qi, Zhang Xunlong, etc. were rather ordinary and there was nothing noteworthy about the dictation. The letter to Lord Longyang is the most polite sounding and appropriate emotions were highlighted in the letter, demonstrating Xiao Yuan's creative writing talent. Scrutinizing Xiao Yuan's eyes, Xiang Xiaolong observed, elder brother must have worked through the night and even had to write these letters early in the morning. Xiao Yuan chuckled, skipping a night of sleep is no big deal. The most important thing right now is to ensure that there is nothing distracting you. These letters also serve as a means to boost your fighting spirit. If you somehow lost the fight, these letters would have to be burnt. Slapping the table and standing up, Xiang Xiaolong faced the sky and let out a long laughter. Relax. I am current at the peak of my abilities. Be it a sword saint or a sword demon, I will give it everything I've got and would deny him victory at all costs. Stroking his beard, Xiao Yuan smiled, I am going to disguise myself and leave the city, heading to the designated place to bury your escaping equipment for tonight. I will send out the letters for Xiaolong tomorrow. After Xiao Yuan's departure, the newly promoted manager Fei Chun approached him to show his appreciation. Hit by a brainwave, Xiang Xiaolong instructed, get someone to secretly spy on little Ning. If she left the villa and meet up with an outsider before I leave for my duel, tell Miss Xiuchen to terminate her employment but do not punish her. According to his observations, if little Ning is a spy, she would surely have to provide a latest update about himself to the person who had bribed her. He added, if nothing happened, take it that you never hear this from me. Fei Chun realized what is going on and acted on his instructions. Stretching his back, Xiang Xiaolong is feeling totally relaxed. What appeared to be some challenging difficulties are eventually beautifully resolved. All that remains is Cao Kaihudeo's challenge and avoiding the ambush of the Yan and Zhao swordsmen. With the snowboard, he has to speed back to Zhongmu before the snow melts. Once he reunites with Teng Yi and his other brothers, they would return to Qin together and this horrible chapter would come to a close. Of course Xiao Pan's identity crisis needs to be solved but for the time being, he can only trust that history will not be altered. At least in the records of history, it was not mentioned that Qin Shiwang is born outside the royal family and he is definitely not documented as the son of Liu Buwei. In the same aspect, he could not comprehend the obvious absence of an earth-shattering figure such as himself. In the middle of this troublesome reflection, Lord Longyang came to him with two reddish eyes. Needless to say, Xiang Xiaolong knew that he had had a sleepless night. Coming to a small pavilion in the garden, Lord Longyang sighed with a breath. It seems like he has so much to say but didn't know how to begin. Xiang Xiaolong consoled him instead, life and death are predetermined, wealth and poverty depends on fate. If heaven is not ready for my death, even 10 Cao Kaihudeos cannot lay a finger on me. Lord Longyang grudgingly smiled, perhaps Xiaolong believes that Cao Kaihudeo is capable of showing mercy. Last night, I received news that Tiandan had a 2-hour discussion with him. What do you think Tiandan is doing? Xiang Xiaolong was unnerved, believing that since Cao Kaihudeo has given his word to Xiao Yuan, no one would be able to influence his decision. Patting the scabbard of 100 battle saber once, Xiang Xiaolong plainly state, if he wants to kill me, he has to ask my best friend first. Lord Longyang forcefully recomposed his spirit and clarified, I am not trying to be a wet blanket but it is my desire to remind Xiaolong not to underestimate the enemy. If you can fight, so be it. If you cannot, simply run away. He is an old man after all and I don't think he can outrun you. Xiang Xiaolong was not agitated at all. He mused, at the end of the day, you are concerned that he may take my life. Staring intently at him for some time, Lord Longyang professed with astonishment, "Xiaolong is truly extraordinary. If it was anybody but you, it would be impossible for him to remain unaffected when faced with such a formidable fighter." Xiang Xiaolong honestly expressed, "Worrying is futile. I might as well apply the energy towards handling my opponent during the fight. Isn't that a better strategy?" Leaning on a railing, Lord Longyang lowered his head and disclosed, "Li Yuan and Han Chuang." Interrupting him with a determined tone, Xiang Xiaolong concluded, "Your lordship need not go on. From now until I am done with T.A.G, I do not wish to hear anything that concerns the two of them." Lord Longyang was visibly shaken. He uttered, "Xiaolong." Xiang Xiaolong smiled, "You say it best, when you say nothing at all. Your lordship should go home and have a good rest. Don't think so much. I will speak with you tomorrow." Lord Longyang slowly stepped to his front and gave him a light embrace, commending, "Xiaolong's overwhelming confidence has convinced me that you will surely surmount all sorts of difficulties. Take care of yourself." Watching the back of Lord Longyang gradually disappearing under the cover of the trees, Xiang Xiaolong felt immensely apologetic. Under the leadership of Feng Fei and Dong Shuzhen, every single troop member is assembled at the courtyard square, bidding farewell to their hero. Their eyes trailed his back until he boarded the carriage of Lu Bue and the new Crown Prince T.A.G. With their flags fluttering in a grand appearance, scores of Qi soldiers neatly rode out of Ting Song Villa, paving way for the carriage carrying the three men. It was an awe-inspiring sight. With a team of 100 imperial guards protecting them, they entered the highway. On both sides of the roads, people have gathered to send them off. It is not known if they are supporting Cao or admiring Xiang Xiaolong's act of valor. Including Xiang Xiaolong himself, nobody can ever imagine Cao losing a duel. The question is, can Xiang Xiaolong survive this catastrophe? This carriage is especially wide and the seats are constructed near the tail end of the carriage. Due to the extra room, up to 4 men can sit side by side. As Xiang Xiaolong is the main character for tonight, he could not reject and naturally had to sit in between Tianjian and Lu Bue. In the recent years, it is rare for him to be so intimate with this great nemesis Lu Bue. Feeling completely out of place, Xiang Xiaolong prayed for the journey to end as quickly as possible. He firstly congratulated Tianjian for becoming the new crown prince, and Tianjian was chortling so cheerfully he could not keep his mouth closed. Lu Bue interrupted, "Earlier on, Prince and I were discussing the best way to rule a state. Prince mentioned Guanzhong's book of people governance and singled out the theory of, through education, everyone will know the laws, well-fed and well-clothed, everyone is aware of glory and shame. This is a sign of true wisdom. With Prince Jian succeeding the throne, the prosperity of Qi is something we can anticipate. Tianjian is overwhelmed with happiness." He articulated, "A well-managed country is always prosperous while an ill-managed state will always remain poor. As every good king should know, we must first enrich the population before exercising our rule over them." Xiang Xiaolong could not help but ask, "How does Prince plan to enrich the population?" After a short spell of silence, Tianjian pondered, "A strong army and a rich state is inseparable. Without a strong army, the state is insecure. Without a rich state, the army cannot grow strong. This is an ageless truth." Xiang Xiaolong sighed to himself, recognizing that he did not have a good method to offer. By blindly regurgitating Guanzi's theory, it is just empty talk. Although the time he spent in Linzai is limited, just by observing the existence of people like Zhang Xunlong, he can deduce that while Qi appears to be thriving, there is a huge divide between the rich and the poor. This is because the king has allowed members of the royal family to join hands with unscrupulous businessmen in setting up shady industries. Every day, they are competing with one another to open up gambling dens, brothels, or loan sharking companies. In addition, due to a lack of ordinary schools, the education level of the population is not unanimous, leading to this income disparity as well. However, T.A.G chose to ignore this glaring truth and make baseless comments such as building a strong army and enriching the population. He is making a joke out of himself. Xiao Pan is far more successful than the other kings because he is able to understand the sentiments of the population. With the brilliant advisor Li Si assisting him, his policies are practical and are not based on some empty debate. Going all out to flatter, Liu Bue praised, Crown Prince's assessment is not inferior to Guanzhong or Qi Hung. Despite expressing modesty, Tianjian is thrilled and accepted the praise wholeheartedly. At this juncture, they are almost reaching the city gates and the crowds here are significantly thicker. Someone shouted out in a loud voice, Grandmaster Cao will win. Grandmaster Cao will win. Within a short span of time, everybody caught on and began cheering wildly. With thousands of Qi citizens shouting simultaneously, it was an intimidating scene. Revealing an unnatural expression on his face, Tianjian kept his silence. Liu Bue secretly observed Xiang Xiaolong's countenance and noticing that his facial expression is as calm as a mirror, he grinned, Xiaolong, your nerves are like steel. Xiang Xiaolong was highly amused. This is exactly like a soccer team playing in an away match. The host had gained the home ground advantage. If they could not withstand the sounds of booing, they would have lost the match before it even begun. With a smile, he pointed, if a swordsman's fighting spirit is easily affected by external factors, how can he even qualify for the duel? Rolling his eyes, Liu Bue acted as if he had forgotten something and suddenly remembered it. He articulated, I nearly forgot to tell Xiaolong something. After discussing with Empress and little Ai, I have sent my men to look for that Handan couple who raised Crown Prince. I wish to invite them to Xianyang and allow them to retire without any worries. If everything goes according to plan, they should be in Xianyang by now. Xiang Xiaolong can feel his hatred rising, knowing that Liu Bue intentionally revealed this matter at this point in time to cause disarray to his mental state, hoping to distract and add to his worries, causing him to be unable to focus on handling Cao Kaihudeo's saintly swordplay. There is no other scheme as ruthless as this. Fortunately, Zhang Sun Suanhua had told him about this matter when he was testing his reaction. Otherwise, this abrupt input which tallies with his speculation may really cause him to lose his bearings. Tianjian became more alert upon hearing this. In the past, someone must have brought this to his attention. Xiang Xiaolong pretended to be surprised and declared, I am sure Imperial Uncle did not communicate this intention to Crown Prince. Liu Bue loudly chuckled, it is Empress and my objective to give Crown Prince a surprise. That is why we kept him in the dark. Xiang Xiaolong sighed, if Imperial Uncle had consulted Crown Prince, you could have saved the effort. A long time ago, Crown Prince Zheng has already fetched that couple back to Xianyang. Regarding this matter, he kept a low profile so even Empress has no idea. This time round, it is Liu Bue who had a drastic change of countenance and was fidgeting with suspicions. Among the cackling of firecrackers, the convoy drove out of the city gates. Li Yuan, Han Chuang, Guo Kai, Su Yij, Lord Longyang, Zhang Sun Long father and son, Minting Zhang, and a group of Qi officials were already gathered at a piece of barren land outside the city gates, forming a send-off party. The carriage came to a halt. Xiang Xiaolong got off the carriage first and received the blessings of the crowd. The officials of Qi would naturally avoid phrases such, a speedy victory or a successful combat. After entertaining the crowd for a while, Xiang Xiaolong rode towards Qixia College with Zhang Sun Suanhua and Minting Zhang accompanying him. Bearing lanterns to illuminate the way, 8 other swordsmen dressed in warrior suits escorted them from the front and back. With a solemn tone, Zhang Sun Suanhua explained, after escorting Great General into Qixia College, we have to return to the city at once, for the Great King has issued a strict decree according to the wishes of Master. Only when Master releases a fire arrow can we come back to Qixia College for a look. Xiang Xiaolong was thunderstruck, are you saying that there is nobody else at Qixia College beside Grandmaster Cao? On the other side, Minting Zhang answered, exactly. According to esteemed master, he made this special request because he is concerned that with a live audience, they would definitely cheer for him and affect great general's fighting spirit. Judging from the earlier scene, I guess master's consideration is not unwarranted. At this juncture, they have traveled to a ground of higher elevation. Entering their sights was Kixia College. Besides lanterns hanging at the main door and some illumination at the southeast corner, the entire area is completely dark. With his horsewhip, Zhang Sun who pointed to the lighted area that was further away and informed, that is stargazing platform. It is situated at an open square besides the east entrance and stands at 3 stories high. At the tip of it is a flat stage 200 feet wide. Master will be waiting there respectfully for great general's arrival. His gaze focusing on the area that the lanterns are shining down on, Xiang Xiaolong suddenly recalled Lord Longjiang's words. If the fight didn't turn out in his favor, he should just run for his life.